Hello, Audio Marks coming to you from the Sage and Public Library. Welcome to the Marks for Life podcast with your hosts, Jimmy, CJ, Joe, and Jared. The undisputed era of podcasting for casuals turned Marks wrestling fans to give you a direct line to all things in the squared circle. Enter the ring at your own risk. We pull no punches, we hit hard, and we will slam you with all the info you need to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Break open that champagne glass and enjoy a little bit of the bubbly. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Marks for Life podcast. I am your new, reigning, defending, undisputed, MFRL predictions champion of the world, CJ.
We are disputing this with every breath we have in our
I am
bodies.
not. Take it, please. I can't be with him anymore.
Joe, Crown Jewel is now canon.
I am.
That's
We
if
are
that
the
isn't the
greatest
saddest
tag
thing out of this whole experience.
Saudi Arabia is canon.
Saudi Arabia is fucking canon.
Because I
hate
won.
this so much.
That's how we had to lose the belt in Saudi Arabia.
Just call me Blood Money Jones.
Because
I'm
they
not
had to
going to
do-
call you that.
Because they had to do the right thing they should have done in Hell in a Cell and decided to do it at Crown Jewel instead.
It's so stupid.
It's so happy
I
to be
hate it.
alone now.
It won't last.
God.
I'm happy for you, Jared. I don't know if that's actually gonna last.
Oh.
Given
You
given how this story has unfolded. Just a recap for everyone. Obviously, the Heart Foundation has been, dissolved because of this whole
You
thing.
can't
It's like
win
a
with-
tumor
You
removed.
can't win
But-
without Bubba Devon.
But the whole canon of Joe and Jared being the champion has always been a thing. It has never been just Joe, and it's never been just Jared.
It's
I don't want
And
it.
it's never been Jimmy.
I
No, it
want to
hasn't-
be alone.
It's never been me either.
This is
but
the only force that can defeat CJ. It's been well established.
This is false.
What do you mean balls?
Well,
You luck
Jared-
your way into tying me. I make the picks and send them to you. And we talk about it.
Well, Jared, the last time you tried to win without me, a 10-year-old beat you. So here we go.
Fucking Nicholas.
So you need to just accept that I am the greatest key to your success.
Oh, my God.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Le champion.
Until something happens, it's unfortunately that's just the case.
But again, if we had a choice, we would have put Jimmy over.
No, I'm not saying
Well,
don't
that's
put
definitely
Jimmy.
true.
We gotta
would've-
put him over at one point.
You know what? I'm glad that I have the opportunity because last week I didn't really get to fully get mad
Oh, God.
about fucking Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
from
about-
a multitude of other things that we'll definitely talk about later.
You mean Brock and Kane?
Brock and Kane is the only one I'm really mad at. I don't give a fuck
It's-
about the
it's-
Hogan
It's
Flair
bad when
one
they
because
gave
that one was
the
like, okay,
50-year-old
like I
Kane
could.
a better match with Brock than the actual Kane.
You guys are just mad I changed it last minute and I got it.
Fucking hell.
I am very fine right now.
I'm glad I changed mine to Carrillo though. Otherwise, that would have been.
We all changed ours to Carrillo.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
did
we
it first, though.
had to. Otherwise, it would have been just bad.
Chocolate.
Oh, but Titus O'Neil, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy, that was... I'm like, Jimmy's not going to hate that.
Listen.
That's a
the
hell of a
slipping-
placeholder right there.
Wasn't
Sorry, I'm laughing so much right now.
Wasn't
I
he
can't-
top
Taken
four?
You could have just taken TBA instead of Titus O'Neil at that point.
I mean, slipping Titus O'Neil at this point for Saudi Arabia is TBA. So what can you really say about that? Anyway, Saudi
That I was
Arabia
right.
happened, but
It
there
was.
was so much more that happened after Saudi Arabia. Where do you guys want to begin with that?
I guess where it ends, them getting stuck.
Yeah, and
So-
everyone hating Vince. That's not named Seth Rollins.
So
Yo, fucking Seth Rollins. We booed the shit out of him on Monday Night Raw.
I don't know. I was getting... It seemed that maybe they muted it on TV, but the crowd seemed pretty dead.
No, it was dead. It's just when he came out, we booed him.
It just... It was...
was it like deafening boos? Like was it like Roman Reigns level boos?
No, it was like straggling.
This
Like, we're
was-
trying to boo you,
This
but
was
we're
one
tired.
of the most dead Nassau Coliseum crowds I've ever seen.
All right,
There's
do
been
you
a
want-
lot of bad Islanders hockey that's gone on in Nassau Coliseum over the years.
All right, you want me to go through this? Because
Yeah. So
CJ was there live in Nassau
I
Coliseum
was.
one day.
yeah. So I don't know. Do you want to talk about the Saudi stuff just to get it off of our chest, or do you want to wait for that after Raw? Like that's really
it
the
doesn't
only
matter to
thing.
me.
You might as well just go in order.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go in order.
Because I feel like if we don't talk about Saudi now, it's like, you know what? Fuck it. It doesn't matter anymore.
We don't want to talk about Saudi in the
So
beginning.
the latest chronicle of what the fuck happened in Saudi Arabia happened, and it was pretty much a whole bunch of superstars and I guess production people too.
Yeah.
got
Because
stranded
a
for
lot
6
of the NXT
hours.
staff had to come and help out with SmackDown.
Yeah, they got stranded for 6 hours in Saudi Arabia the night of Friday Night SmackDown. And pretty much anyone who was on the Saudi show who was supposed to be on SmackDown,
Like Bray Wyatt.
they still didn't make it, even
Roman
though they
Reigns.
got shipped to a different flight thing.
The only
And-
people who were on SmackDown were the people who refused to go to begin with. So The Miz, Daniel
And Brock.
Bryan.
And Brock.
Right.
Well, yeah,
Brock
Brock-
has
Brock-
a private plane, so.
And
Yeah.
I think Vince was there too because
Vince,
he was always
Vince
back.
left early, yeah.
Did he leave early or did he stay behind?
No,
No,
he
he left early.
always
He left, he
he
left.
always leaves early. Same thing with Brock. They always leave early on their own private jets.
It's like, hey, conspiracy theory here. It was a Triple H booking tactic. Triple H sabotaged the plane.
Imagine.
He's like,
Imagine
I'm getting
that-
Survivor Series.
imagine
over.
Can we
that getting-
spin that? Can we like in kayfabe? Can they spin that and be like, it was me. I did it.
It was me, Austin. I messed with the plane engine. No, Vince, no.
Just to go off that, have you guys been checking out WWE on Fox's Twitter? They're
Yeah,
so
that's
fucking
the
fire.
best. That's actually a really good Twitter.
Because, like, they're like, yo,
account.
NXT came in, like, we tore your house down. I was like, why don't you come back when we have a full roster? And they're just, like, throwing so much shade. It's great. I love WWE on Fox.
I almost feel like the same person that does WWE on Fox is almost the same person, if not. They used to work for Wendy's Twitter.
I was about to say,
like
it's
that's the
Wendy's.
same level of like sass and everything that makes that like those kind of Twitter accounts so good.
Maybe, well, Saudi, I guess, and I didn't think I'd ever say this sentence ever in my life, but Crown Jewel created something good. Whether it wanted to or not, it created something good.
I mean, in consequence, yes, it did. That's the only consequentially good thing that happened. I mean, Saudi Arabia as a whole.
Well, like how they said there was going to be a meeting that they might cancel the deal. Well, they said, no, we're going through with it anyway. Screw you guys.
Well, that was because supposedly Saudi wouldn't pay them for the
yeah,
last
right.
show. They're
Because
like,
Vince,
all right, we're
Vince didn't want to run the feed to Saudi, which is kind of the whole point.
Yeah, and then that's the whole reason why they got grounded. I mean, all of it is pretty good speculation. I don't see how any of it can not be true. I don't know.
I found another tweet with WWE on Fox. What was it? Adam Cole says, what was it? Whether it's Raw, SmackDown, or NXT, Adam Cole stands tall. WWE on Fox replies, okay, boomer. Which,
Stupid.
it's stupid because Fox appeals to boomers.
Yeah, I know.
But regardless, Saudi Arabia had a lot of great things about it. You know, me being champ, Bray Wyatt being champ,
So two good things.
that's literally the only two good things.
and like the best SmackDown since they came back onto Fox.
Yeah, and it's all because of NXT.
You can say whatever you want about being happy you dropped the title, but I didn't want to drop it to this.
Look, it's not preferred, but it's necessary.
What if there's a four-way
It's kind
tie?
of like
Should
when
we
you got to
become the
cut your
Undisputed
arm
Era?
off. It's kind of like when you got
I
your
mean,
arm
if it's a
stuck in a rock. You got to cut it off. It's like you don't want to lose it, but you don't want to be there anymore.
Well, if it's a four-way tie, we have to vacate it, and then at Mania we have to crown a new champion. So
Four-way
it's
tie,
basic-
we are the
Four-way tie.
No,
Undisputed
wait,
Era.
if there's a
Maybe-
tie, I still get the belt. We established that rule.
It's true. Champion's
that's-
advantage.
Yeah, Jared and I
Champion's
co-signed that
advantage,
a
yeah,
couple
that's right.
times.
Unless if it's between the three of you guys that have to beat me.
Then
And-
we're the Shield.
yeah.
We will create
The
an
New
Insta
Day?
post of us triple powerbombing CJ through a
SCU.
table.
I feel like the Shield's better than SCU.
Shield is better than SCU.
So wait, would that make me Brock?
Aye.
Oi.
It would make you Braun?
Aye.
No,
I don't like any of this.
I've held more championships than Braun.
Oh, poor Braun. Well, he didn't fare so well in Saudi Arabia either.
He
Oh,
got
yeah.
knocked out, then came back, kicked his ass, and I think Tyson's going to be on SmackDown tonight. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time that this is going, it's gonna
Well,
be
apparently
tomorrow.
there's a chance he'll
Right.
be a Mania match.
Yeah, he wants
He's
to
in
fight Brock
talks.
Lesnar.
Jesus
Which
Christ.
God knows how that'll go. All right, you're gonna take a German suplex. What is that? Oh boy, we're in trouble.
Oh man, how are we?
Well,
how are
if
we
you
gonna
can't
do
take
this?
one, you're not gonna be able to take 15.
I was just
so
in Germany. Why didn't you tell me to pick one up then?
It's but God, why does Brock have to be champ?
We gotta see Tyson Fury versus Big Show.
Do we?
Big Show's already lost to one boxer, and he was half his size. So I don't know how well he'll do
What
with
knockout
his
punch
size.
is going to be better? Tyson's. All right, good. We're done.
Big Show got beat by 5'8" Floyd Mayweather. I think Tyson Fury can handle it.
He had brass knucks.
He got beat by Aki Bono, a retired sumo wrestler,
He
when
is
Big
a-
Show was still in his prime.
He is a big boy.
Big Show's not winning. Braun Strowman is now this generation's Big Show.
That's upsetting.
That is really
That's
upsetting.
All right, do we go over SmackDown for a hot sec or nah?
Sure.
Let's get some positivity into this, and not the New Day.
I mean, it's really just we don't even need to look at SmackDown, Raw, and NXT
It's all
alone.
the same.
It's all the same thing. NXT
NXT
is taking over. There is an actual invasion happening again.
There's an actual takeover. It's
Yeah,
not
there's
just the name of a silly
there's,
pay-per-view. It's
there's an actual NXT takeover, and it's going to span up until Survivor Series. NXT is a force to be reckoned with.
And NXT is going to be this year's SmackDown from last year. They're not going to win anything.
I will kill
No,
someone.
they're gonna win something. I hope that Shayna makes Becky tap.
I think.
No, Shane and Becky are gonna tussle, and Bailey's gonna win.
No, what if Shayna?
I like that too.
What if Shayna makes Becky pass out?
It's not happening.
It's possible.
I mean, so
I
is
feel-
a meteor hitting us right now, but
honestly-
it's improbable.
I think they're gonna use this kind of like they did with Ronda and Charlotte, where they're gonna use the two of them to like kind of hint at something down the line.
They-
If Shayna finally jumps to another show to go after Becky.
Shayna and Becky's like money. Like all right. So we're gonna get into Raw. Everyone was dead in that crowd.
No.
But like,
SmackDown had a great crowd, no roster. Raw had a full roster, no crowd.
oh yeah, 100%. But we were watching it, and we brought my little brother there for his birthday. And the funny thing is, we didn't tell him. So we had him thinking Nassau Coliseum was this college where we had to pick up Nicole because her car broke down there for some reason.
Boy, I would love
So-
to start
And he
there.
bought it?
He did.
Yeah, he did. Well, his
I
little brother
have
is
video.
6.
No, he's 9.
9. Oh, that's even worse. Sorry.
6'9".
Uh-huh. But like we're
Don't do
walking
that.
up, and he's like, "This college looks weird." I'm like, "I know, right? It's a weird looking college." And
You could have just told him it was the basketball arena.
nah, we had to hide it from him as much as possible. So we get through it. He's like, "Hey, look, that guy's a Seth Rollins shirt. Wow, that's crazy, right?" He's like, "Yeah." Hey, that guy also has a Seth Rollins shirt, and he's like, "Wow, that's 6 wrestling shirts here." We're like, you gonna fucking get it yet? Like we're thinking.
I'm literally
He's at-
watching the cell phone footage, which I've asked CJ kindly to send me every cell phone footage and picture of it, and I'm gonna make a comp video and
Yeah.
just post it on our social.
It's so funny because he goes up to the merchandise stand, best part, and he's looking. He's like, "Why?" Like he's thinking to himself, like, "Why is there wrestling shirts here?" And my dad goes, "Happy birthday!" And he's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, well, because, Uniondale University are the big wrestling fans over there.
Yeah, I know.
He's
right?
9. He doesn't know where he lives.
Yeah, but at least he got it by the merchandise. Imagine, like, hey, Adam Cole's music hit. Interesting.
Is that a ring
What?
in the middle of this college?
What's he doing here?
Oh,
Why does it say Raw?
Yo, we were so hyped though. We were hyped for Brock Lesnar throughout that whole night. We were hyped for Brock. We were hyped for Ray. Like Ray got Brock to be booed again, which is
Ray might get murdered, but you know what? I'm loving that
The
he finally
build
has,
is
he has something
amazing.
in his character now.
low key. I really want to see Dio Madden versus Brock Lesnar right now.
Oh, God.
Well, Dio Madden's a former wrestler.
Yeah, we just saw it. It was an F5. That's it.
It'll be the same thing again.
There's your match.
Only there's a
Enjoy.
ref in the ring.
Oh, but he's so big.
But, like, this is not the payoff I was expecting to the whole Ray, Dominic possible retirement.
I was seeing
thing,
it.
But
I called Ray versus Brock. I just expected Royal Rumble or something.
well, yeah, I didn't expect them to, like, have Brock flip brands right after winning the title. I
Fair.
didn't think the WWE Championship was going to be involved.
Fair. I know I was well, going throughout the night, biggest pops were Triple H was a huge pop. Private Party when they first came out.
Private Party.
Private Party.
Not Private Party. Who are they?
Private Viking
Street
Raiders?
Profits, the
Oh,
other one.
Jesus. I'm like, wait a minute. AEW picks aren't until later.
No, the other.
Private Party.
Yeah, no, Street
Like, was
Profits.
there an AEW invasion? Did we miss something on the live
Nah.
broadcast?
We were all hyped about the Undisputed Era coming out. They got huge pops. Same with Adam Cole when he came out. Everyone was like super into his theme. Everyone was super into the Becky Lynch promo against Shayna Baszler.
Shocker there.
Look, that
it
moment
was a
huge.
good promo, though.
No one cared about Seth. We all booed the fuck out of Seth. We're like, we're done with you.
Wait, so like your area did, or the whole place? Pretty much.
Like, okay, so first
I did hear cheers on TV, but like Joe said, maybe they could have messed with it.
there were some cheers,
Which is
but
always possible.
there were
That's
just as
Kevin.
many boos, and like, so there was like a quarter boos, a quarter cheers, and the rest of them silence.
Oh my god.
No
And
reaction.
maybe the cheers were just the nearest of the live mics.
Probably, but also they closed off all the nosebleeds that weren't on the camera side. That was all blacked out. They were like, no one bought tickets for that. And even leading up to the event, it was buy one get one free tickets up till Halloween
for this event.
Why don't we take advantage of that?
Because it's a Monday. I can't go.
We could have found a way.
Jared,
I
you're
could've-
close
I wish I
to
could have
there.
gone.
I work. There's no chance. There's no hope.
So did
I would have
I.
to meet you there.
I worked. I got home at 6, and then we drove there at 7.
And then did you work the next day on Tuesday?
Yeah.
God, you must be exhausted.
Oh, I'm horribly exhausted. I had bags
See,
on
but
my
Is
that
it-
could have been us.
But it's not worth it because WWE's main product is crap.
It was crap, but I
you
didn't
also
have to
would seen
pay.
Adam Cole though. So
We
like,
did see Adam Cole.
Eventually, they will move out of that full gear crap hole and they will start going to real venues.
Fair.
Be full sale.
That thing, full gear, full
Again,
sale.
AEW picture later.
Fight for
Stay
the
on
full
track.
fallen gears of all outs
Look,
and ins.
The biggest pop is we got to see the Fiend Bray Wyatt murders. He was in a dark match. He
Yeah.
murdered Seth Rollins in 10 minutes in a steel cage. You just saw Seth Rollins just literally try his ass off to live, and Brace just keeps getting up, and he's just like, "Fuck you."
That's been a lot of the art matches I've been hearing once Raw goes off the air.
Yeah, but we were popping so hard for the Fiend. The red lights sucked ass live. Like they were even worse than on television.
Well, it's just like the red cell sucks live.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Television, it's fine, but like, what's WWE's fascination with red? Eva Marie, what happened?
The Universal title. But yeah, all in all, it was an okay event. No one seemed to be into it. More people were into the Polo Boys. Like my section had a Polo Boys chant going on, and my dad was so disappointed. He's like,
Jesus.
"Why are you doing this? Like, I love this."
Did Viking Raiders at least get a reaction?
No reaction.
I guess it's better than getting booed because that whole place was just dead.
It was hugely dead. Like, that's something I realized is that they're not committed to getting characters over. One of the more surprising pops actually was Rusev. There were a huge chance of Rusev Day.
yeah, no duh. Rusev's amazing.
Oh, here we
Oh
go.
boy.
Oh.
See, Jimmy, indirectly, you didn't pick Rusev at Saudi, and it would have worked. Like if you picked Team Hogan.
This is true. The
one
one
time
time
he
I
didn't pick
fucking don't
Rusev.
do it and fucking get
Jimmy,
screwed
we
by it.
could have been tied.
Then we
Oh,
would have been the
God.
tag team champions. Oh my, the
CJ
champions
and Jimmy.
together.
Oh, that's a different beast. I think they
don't
kill
even
each
know.
other.
I don't even know how that would.
I
work.
would argue with Jimmy on every pick.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think
that's-
you guys would not work at
Yeah,
all.
we see-
It would be like a battle royale kind of thing. We would just literally
Look, I would be The Rock. You would be Mankind.
It's like, look, you see, CJ, I think Brock Lesnar's going to beat this local competitor. Hold on a minute. I'm not so sure. Oh, boy.
All in all, I think I was very excited for the experience with my brother. We also got to see Shelton Benjamin, which was fun. He got to really enjoy the show. He just kept talking a lot, which I'm just like, why don't you watch the match? Oh, CJ, here's an opinion I have. I'm like, that's a good opinion, Ryan. Let's go back to the match.
Isn't that what we do?
Send me an email about your opinion later.
But he had a
Well,
good
when he
time.
was talking, was he like looking at you when he wanted to do it, or is he like watching the thing and be like, "Hey, you know,
No,
this is a."
he looked at me.
Okay, so he doesn't know how to do it.
He
for
also
Rush
had a
Watch.
low voice, so like I had to constantly pay attention to him to make sure I was hearing him correctly.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't know yet.
He's,
how to
he's like, yeah,
properly
opinion's
edit.
great. Adam Cole came out. Now, shush.
Oh my
They decided
god!
to take him to like a local like independent show.
Nah, why would we do that when Raw's in town?
No, I mean,
And
like,
I feel like
will
he would
you,
have
like,
no
if there's-
idea what's going on.
Oh no, yeah, but this was him. He was the Fiend. He was a happy little camper.
Don't worry,
Wait,
I'll be
you
posting
found
something
the
about
Fiend
this
mask?
later.
Yeah, $50.
Okay.
Happy
that
birthday to
makes
him.
sense.
But like, best part is he was scaring the little kid that was like next to us, like 2 seats down. He's like,
Was it the same? Was it the same kid from when we went to Evolution a year ago and was yelling?
No, that was a girl. This is a guy.
Okay. Well, he didn't say guy. He said kid.
Yeah, but no, I didn't mess with any kids today.
I scared a kid at a
Monday.
Raw event. Look,
That's great to
look,
admit.
look,
live
Yeah,
on
you
the
hear
air
that?
there,
Yeah,
buddy.
you hear that silence, Joe? Just
No
had to
wonder
destroy
why-
a conversation dead in the water.
Well, when you're 6 times the size of a guy chanting woo woo woo, I guess it kind of.
We were so hyped for Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Oh, main event. It was weird. It was Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder versus the two Erics, Eric Young and Eric Rowan.
Could be an interesting rehash of Sanity. Like redo it. Kind
Stop
of,
it,
make
Joe.
Make Rowan
Joe,
Killian Dane.
stop it.
I miss them so much.
Who would be Nikki Cross?
Yeah, but that was Raw. It ended about 11:20 with the dark match.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The biggest pops though were like the old school legends, and that just shows like how much of a problem this current roster has.
And any NXT product.
and any NXT product because, like, granted, they were pumped at first for Undisputed Era, and then it stopped. It was just for the shock value, and I think
Shock
a lot
the
of
system.
a lot of people were also expecting more NXT invasion on Raw. I think there was only two real invasions. SmackDown, you had it patterned throughout the night.
Yeah.
Well, I think they had to do that because of their lack of roster. So I mean, I get that part.
I think Shayna and Yui was
Yui?
and then the group that helped them jump to Seth at the end.
Yeah, it was okay.
So there was 3 because they came out during the main event too.
I was just counting the 2 live.
Wait.
events.
Who did?
There was only 2 live
Okay.
live invasions. Like Shayna Baszler didn't have any confrontation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was okay. It was just a fun first experience with him. But yeah, that's the only wrestling product, like WWE product, I've watched in so long. And I'm like,
And now NXT has to double fist the build for Survivor Series and War Games.
That's fine.
I don't know how they're gonna. I think it's gonna affect both products.
Well, it's kind of weird because Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa
Baby.
were just fighting with each other to help go against SmackDown, and now they just had a confrontation at the end of
Oh.
NXT.
Keith Lee live is fucking insane.
Yeah, I'm jealous of that.
Didn't he do a tope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fucking insane. We're just like, holy shit. We're like, we see Ricochet.
I heard holy shit chants on the TV. I said it. I was watching TV. I'm just like, all right, here comes the holy shit. And then I hear it.
Like,
Holy shit.
We saw Ricochet and Keith Lee. I'm like, Ricochet, what are you doing? Are you trying to one-up Keith Lee? Like, this is such a bad idea. And then you see Ricochet and we're like, oh, wow, he can fly. And then we see Keith Lee do it like, holy shit, he could fall.
Yeah, I think Ricochet did like a shooting star press off like the top rope, and then Keith Lee just flew,
No,
just defied
and
gravity.
then Ricochet did a handspring tiger moonsault thing where he like does the cartwheel into the back handspring to flip over the rope, and like I'm just like, holy shit, Ricochet's amazing. Like I've seen Neville live, I would have killed to see Ricochet versus Pac.
Ricochet versus Keith Lee.
That too, but
Keith Lee's my favorite wrestler on NXT, but
I mean, we have seen Ricochet live before, though.
we have what was it? It was Ricochet versus Nice, right?
Yes, Tony Nese.
That was a good match.
That was at
But-
House of Hardcore.
Yeah, but Tony Nese is no Pac.
No, that is true.
Pac was so good.
he does have better abs.
He does have better abs.
Actually, it's close.
Actually, I'm about to say Pac has really good abs.
Are we actually having this conversation?
You're just
Is that
jealous
a
because
real
you
problem?
don't have abs.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
Screw the 6-pack.
All right, so let's go into the Wednesday Night Wars for a hot sec.
yeah, we'll say NXT, and then we could probably just take a break because we'll have
Yeah,
discuss
we'll go
into
AEW.
the picks.
Yeah. All right. So they also announced Survivor Series matches, which let's get into those really quick. So you got Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio.
Death.
Death to Rey Mysterio, but it's gonna be so good because you
Death
know.
to Dominic again.
Yes, I could see. Here's the thing: I want to see Dominic beat the shit out of Paul before he gets taken out by Brock.
I love King going, hit Heyman when Ray had the bat.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think this is going to be one of Brock's best matches of his WWE career since he returned. Because you know full well he respects the shit out of Rey Mysterio. So they're going to put on a banger of a match.
And he's going to actually let Ray do shit.
Exactly. I am so excited for that. We have the triple threat match. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley, and NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler.
Okay.
Baller of a match.
Sounds pretty good.
We have triple threat between Intercontinental
Intercontinental.
Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles, United States Champion, versus Roderick Strong of the United
States of America.
United States of America.
From the United States
the
of
North
America.
American Champion representing the Undisputed Era.
Yui.
There you go. And finally,
Well, that's going to be a banger of a match, but
Yes.
what are you about to say?
triple threat.
Okay.
Raw Tag Team Champions, Viking Raiders.
Okay.
NXT Tag Team Champions, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish.
Sure.
And SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Kofi Kingston and
the New Day
Big
one.
E Langston.
Well, it makes sense because
Spoiler alert.
they were
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to be a spoiler alert because by the time it comes out, it'll already be news. So.
It's
Right.
Not, it's not a big shock to me because if you didn't spoil it, I was going to say it anyway. Like, if it didn't happen. Because those 3 teams are all NXT products. Vince wants one of his own in there. So that's why he would probably put the New Day in there.
You mean Kofi?
Well, no, I mean, he
Boy,
wants one of his own.
boy, Joe, how does being wrong feel? Like instant wrong. Like, did you hear that dead space after CJ said words? That's like the instant. That's the intangible amount of wrong you are. How does it feel? It couldn't feel good. Like I felt it over here. Like when you feel it in your lungs
No,
and
how
your
are you
stomach.
letting Jared get away with this?
The New Day is a Vince McMahon WWE creation.
He's trying to pull it out. Let's see if he gets it.
The Viking Raiders were a product of NXT.
Grab it out of the ground, Joe.
And the UE are NXT.
Yui.
So
If you want to be very technical, they were products of Ring of Honor, but
Seriously though, the air, like the intangible
you see
air.
what happens when I'm the champion? I'm back on top, bitch.
you have 5 hours of me after this, so I can kill you and leave you in a dumpster somewhere. No one's
Look,
gonna
I'm
touch you.
loving every
You will-
second of this
you
because
will never win the championship again if you kill Jared. He was your only ticket to fame.
I am loving this. CJ removed the tumor that is Joe and is now destroying him.
No, seriously, how are you taking this, man?
I am going to make Jared. I'm going to take Jared's thoughts before I take him out, and then just have them in a computer and just take his picks.
You are a journalism major. How the fuck are you going to do that?
Well, don't you worry about it.
I'm not. Because you're still going to be wrong.
Dead air. Dead air.
Seriously,
Joe.
the intangible pain.
Oh,
is
wait,
just-
I might have just came up with the title. It's Dead Air Joe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was too good. I'm sorry.
I'm happy I came.
I will fart in this studio, and you will all be dead in 2 minutes.
No, that's not what you want. Then there's no title holder.
Fine. I will take this whole fucking organization down with me.
And I will still be known as the one that has the most MFRL World Predictions Championship ring.
belt's still at my house.
No,
The belt's
CJ.
still at my house.
CJ, you'll be known as victim number 3 in the mustard gas death. That's really what you're going to be known as. They're not going to call you champion. They're going to call you mustard gas victim
Wow,
3.
so you're saying CJ would die last? That's interesting.
I-
Three of you.
I maybe he'll just be listed last. I don't know.
You saved the best for last.
There you go.
Vince wanted the New Day in there. Done.
Oh my gosh.
Again, dead air.
He's just trying to grab like the shovel and just try to like grab himself out. Like he's trying so hard. I appreciate it, Joe. Joe, I appreciate
My
you.
point
Joe,
has been
I'm
made
go-
correctly.
Joe, I'm gonna give you the torch on this one because I'm just gonna say you're the Jim Anvil knife heart to his Brett the Hitman heart if you're trying to dig yourself out of this.
Wasn't that a thing that they did for the Heart Fart Nation? to
I
begin
meant
with?
because he's dead.
But it's
Oh!
I got that, but I'm like,
I didn't. I was with Jimmy. I was like, yeah, we did this already. What's the? Oh, all right.
Oh no, I got it. I just
I don't
didn't
have
want
the
to rip
what
the
the
Band-Aid
fuck. I don't
off.
have the what the fuck thing anymore because I haven't had any.
You need a holy shit chant on there. You should just have it say like the crowd chanting holy shit. That would be great.
So
That's
War
a bump.
Games.
You
Yes.
know what it is? There's not going to be a good one that I can find on like any audio thing. There's not. They're all going to be. It's all going to be shit.
All right.
I have,
So War
I have to
Games.
really look into it.
War games.
So we know
So we know that
Team Ripley.
Team Ripley is Rhea Ripley, Tegan Knox, which I don't understand how the fuck, Mia Yim, and Candice LeRae. You got Shayna Baszler's team, which is Baszler, Bianca Belair, Io Shirai.
And somebody.
Yeah.
It's Dakota Kai.
It's
I was about to
Dakota
say,
Kai.
they're about to-
It's Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai's gonna turn heel.
But somebody, which is Dakota Kai.
What I don't get is how Tegan Knox and Rhea Ripley are gonna interact because
Well, they just invaded SmackDown together, so that was the rationale for you.
which I don't understand. Because here's the thing, didn't Rhea Ripley cause her a near career-threatening injury, and they're just glossing over it?
Time heals all wounds. Tyson
Let me
Kidd, Samoa Joe
answer
are
that.
friends.
Let me answer that for you. Yes. There's nothing.
Thank you
else.
for answering that rhetorical question, Jim.
No problem.
Jimmy, ladies and gentlemen.
Time heals all wounds. Apparently, when you walk into a different brand together, everything just goes away. Like during that one Survivor Series build where Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler were beating the hell out of somebody that they were feuding. Was that Roode and Ziggler? I don't remember.
What?
Dead Air Joe, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Where everyone was making a stir because there was two guys who were feuding. One of them was Bobby Roode, and they were helping SmackDown kick the shit out of someone, even though they were clearly feuding at the time.
Okay.
And that was where I was going with it.
Okay.
I hate all of you.
Joe, let me tell you
This will
something.
never not. Be
I'm
funny.
gonna pull a wheelchair Batista, and I'm gonna quit this damn podcast.
Joe, I got to tell you, you're great. I just want you to know you're loved. You're not alone in this world. Everything's gonna be fine.
That's really scared that there's more people like Joe.
I didn't say that. I just said like not alone. Like
Why does
Alright.
no one want to put me over?
Okay, let's take a.
Joe,
You're too heavy.
I push you over twice.
When I was trying to put this,
We
to,
can't put you over. We need a forklift to do that.
Who is going to be the fourth for Keith Lee?
Dominic Dijakovic.
No.
Dijakovic. Got that guy.
It's gonna
It
be
could-
Dominic
And it
Dijakovic.
could be the Velveteen Dream.
No, it cannot.
No, he's out for the rest of the
He's
year.
supposed-
0 for 4, Joe. Dead Air Joe, ladies and gentlemen.
I am going to kill you.
It has to be Dominic Dijakovic. It has to be
It's Dijakovic.
Dijakovic.
Don't say that. You're butchering his name.
I'm going to butcher you in the parking lot.
I can't help that you're stupid.
I can't help it. You're ugly.
Wow, this
Alright,
is a
CJ, you
broken
have
marriage.
destroyed this family.
I did this twice so far, and I
Okay.
appreciate every time.
I have to regain some sort of control over this.
What control? I'm winning.
No, but I have to.
I think
We
I actually think Joe's just losing.
Okay, let's take a quick break and then we'll talk about AEW.
No, we're gonna talk about NXT a little more.
All right.
Because
he just overrules Jimmy.
we didn't talk about
Jimmy,
OC
put up a
versus
fight,
UE.
man.
OC versus UE. We completely glossed over.
Ours is an
that,
NXT.
Jared.
that is NXT.
How?
It was on NXT.
Fight.
On NXT.
Yes.
That was
I
the
didn't
main
watch
event of
NXT,
NXT.
that's why.
OC came out, and after they kicked the shit out of every non-important member of the UE, so pretty much everyone but Adam Cole, kicked the shit out of them, went back into NXT, and we're like, holy shit! First off, they look great in NXT. They're just like it just works, and they took over, and then they versed the makeshift team of Ciampa, Lee, and Riddle, kicked the fucking shit out of them, and then.
Finn Balor.
Yeah, Finn Balor shows up, beats the shit out of Tommaso Ciampa. Finn Balor and AJ Styles do the Bullet Club thing, which, yay. It was so good.
And then Cole runs in and takes out both Styles and Ciampa.
Was it Styles and Ciampa, or was it just Ciampa?
I think he hit Styles.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, because he's doing the
someone
Styles
hit
Clash.
Styles.
Yeah. So I'm hype. I want to see Bullet Club versus the OC versus the UE.
See if UE weren't in like the triple threat matches, they could have done it in Survivor Series, but you would have to have Strong and O'Reilly drop the titles. Fish and O'Reilly, I mean. Drop
Yeah.
The titles.
So this means Adam Cole has to do something at Survivor Series.
And Styles is in a match too, so I don't know what he would do.
I think he's gonna verse the Fiend.
No.
No, you can't have that. Who wins?
The
Who
Fiend.
loses? The better question. Who loses that?
Oh, Adam Cole. 100%.
Yeah, if it's the Fiend.
If someone has to.
Oh no, yeah, the Fiend's gonna murder Adam. Unless you have like Adam Cole versus Finn Balor for the NXT title.
You say that like it's a throwaway, man.
Oh, you can't just gloss over that. I'm wearing dress pants.
Yeah, you maybe just like
Yeah.
throwing Cole and
Let me
Balor.
just throw this 8-star match over here. Just put this down over here somewhere.
I think the Fiend should face Lars Sullivan.
Yeah,
No.
Lars Sullivan. When
Yeah,
he's done with his,
Sullivan's
Sullivan's
NXT.
How about the Fiend versus Keith Lee?
oh,
That
yeah.
might
How about the
actually
Fiend
be
versus
fun. I
Killian
would actually
Dane?
enjoy watching that.
If someone's gonna take the L, might as well have.
Can we just have the Fiend just murder Seth Rollins for the next year? Like, can we just
Nah.
have like an every month Rollins
because-
execution?
Because they're trying to make us think that different shows mean something when they clearly don't.
Okay.
All right, so who's a good guy to murder on NXT for the Fiend?
No one. NXT's great. No, don't do this.
Nah, there has to be someone.
No.
Not Killian Dane, because
Shane Thorne.
Leo Rush.
It's gotta be
Leo
Shane Thorne.
Rush. Yes, I like that. I want him to murder Leo Rush
There you go. Bray Wyatt becomes Cruiserweight Champion.
and Universal Champion.
Right.
I don't think Bray's been into the 205 since birth.
All right, I think that's everything in NXT. There's nothing else really important.
Yeah, I think pretty much finished it out.
Yeah. All right, now you can take a break, Jim.
All right, finally, thank God.
Hello, Audio Marks. I am one of your Marks for Life podcast, so CJ, coming to talk. Hello, Audio Marks. I am one of your Marks for Life podcast, so CJ, coming to talk to you about Patreon. Patreon is a place where you guys can go online and pledge your support to your favorite music artists, to your favorite artists, and even your favorite podcasts, like us. We at Marks for Life podcast have our own Patreon page, and we are always appreciative of our Marks for Life podcast pledges. So for only $1 a month, you too can also pledge your support to us. But that's not all. With $2 a month, you can get all of our podcast episodes, as well as a special shout out from the Shield of Wrestling podcast, Jimmy, CJ, and Joe.
And even further, you can get all of that with $3 a month plus a follow back on Twitter and Instagram. So, what are you guys waiting for? Head on over to Patreon at patreon.com. Search for us at Marks for Life Podcast. And we'll see you then, Audio Marks. Thank you very much. Back to the
You won't
show.
want it back.
Please don't do that.
Sent to all of you.
That'll just give me an excuse to get a new belt.
8x10 Colossi.
I want that black, the black plate.
Are we on?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
God damn it.
Well, we
All
have
right.
another
We-
pay-per-view to discuss.
CJ's never getting this belt back. I'm gonna hold it hostage in my house until I'm champion again.
I will murder you.
I'm gonna like spray paint the NWO logo over it or something,
That'd be kind of cool, I guess.
or like do like.
I mean, it's
Kurt Hennig did to
vandalism,
the
but, you know, in a good
title,
way.
Start smashing it with a hammer. It'll become the Hardcore Championship. The Marks for Life Hardcore
So,
Championship.
does that make you Mick Foley?
I mean, which face am I?
Dude love.
Dude love. Yeah, you're definitely dude love.
So wait, that's
You're
how,
going to attempt to be mankind and get relegated to dude love.
That's how the Marks for Life 23-6 championship gets created. I smash the current belt, and that's how it becomes the 23-6 championship. Everything comes full circle.
Listen, as soon as I have time, I'll actually make a 20.
Or does it become the inner circle? Ha ha. All right, guys, thanks for having me on.
Jared, that was terrible.
Have you ever felt the Stone Cold Stunner live on the air?
God.
Because you're about to take one.
Oh my god.
And not like Linda McMahon took it. I mean, you're actually going to take it.
So are you gonna give it like Kevin Owens?
Maybe. Yeah, well, size-wise, I guess I have to. It's actually Kevin Jones.
Oh
No,
my
no,
god.
Dead Air
Or the
Joe.
notorious
Oh my-
JOE. I'm not really sure yet.
But no, 0 for 2.
I'm good with that one.
No.
I'm good with that
It's
No,
still Dead Air
What
Joe.
the
Yeah.
fuck is JOE?
one. Notorious B.I.G.
That's even worse. Wow.
No, it's actually pretty good.
No.
Uh-uh.
I'm not giving you
We're
that.
Not after what is currently going on in
If
this
I become-
podcast right now. Have you deserved the notorious
If
JOE
if I-
moniker?
I mean, I
nickname?
guess he's like infamous JOE.
Hey, when I become a solo champion, I'm going to play a hybrid of Keith Lee's theme and some Biggie Smalls song, and that's how it's going to be my entrance theme.
God, please, no. No.
Bask in my glory.
Oh, God. I think that would be worse than CJ. Is just Joe alone as champion.
That's pretty much what we got since you haven't been here.
Fair enough. I'm Brock. I win, but I'm never around.
I'll lift the veil. The entire time of our co-championship reign, it hasn't left my house. That's why I said before we left the air before Saudi Arabia, I said regardless of what happens after this podcast, I will not hold this belt.
Because I make the picks, gain the victory, and you get the title.
So wait.
Yeah, stare at the shiny thing, Joe. Now tell me who you like.
I'm like, either
So
we
wait, Joe,
drop it or
how
I'm
is
doing
it that you will
together.
not hold this belt and I still don't have my belt?
Well, you know, shit happens.
You're the worst.
So AEW.
My rationale was I'm either dropping this title or Jared has taken it to his goddamn house.
All right, let's get into AEW before I rip Joe a new one.
gonna
Again!
You're gonna accept this arranged marriage. All right, go on.
That's like rape, but okay. So AEW had a show. It was
Yeah.
a really good show, I think.
Well, which one?
Great-
All of
great-
them or the
great.
recent one?
Great.
Well, the thing is, what is this, week 5?
Yes,
And they-
October. First Wednesday in October, I think, was the first one. So
Okay.
where are we here? What month are we
Second
in?
week of November.
November.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
either
it's about
5. I
5
think it's
weeks,
5.
They've consistently beat NXT in the ratings, but NXT closed the gap a little bit.
Well, they both kind of suffered to the World Series.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, that was stupid. Like a whole story came out. It was like AEW and NXT have like 50% drop in ratings. Like it's the World Series,
It was
guys.
Game
How does
7 of the World
like how
Series.
does no one know this?
But then they got back up.
Yeah.
They're maintaining viewership, which is good. It's just NXT is losing to AEW. So let's see if the Survivor Series does change that. But for now, AEW is doing they're doing a lot of good things, I think.
I mean, I think NXT and AEW are the two strongest wrestling promotions in the world
And
right
it's
now.
not, and it's not really.
I don't think it's close.
Strongest American promotions by far.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just comes down to preference at this point of what you prefer between NXT and AEW. I think they're very unique. They both offer different things. Me and Joe are personally NXT. You guys are personally AEW.
Yes.
But I think they're both well respected. I think they're both really great brands right now.
I've been meaning to ask you guys what your thoughts on AEW is. Like, I know my personal thing. I'm loving the throwback feel to it and stuff. I know they announced judges for the world title match.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's a
interesting.
really
That's
cool
interesting.
concept and everything like that to have. You know, I'm loving the win-loss records. I think they're not as accurate as they could be. I think they could tweak that a little more.
I also think they need to use it a little more. I feel like they're not really like I see it and it definitely helps.
I
but
mean, it was good that Moxley kind of brought it in as, hey, I'm the outsider, and they're screwing me over because regardless what happens to me and Omega, it's not going to count.
I like that too because it is an unsanctioned match, so there is no wins and losses with that, which pisses him off. It's like that would make me have 2 wins. I would have 2 extra wins, and
that conversation that he had with like Tony Khan, I think was before the one last week when he was like in his office, and Tony's like, "We can't sanction this," and Moxie's like, "Are you kidding me? You can't sanction this?" It was really, really good.
Yeah, even Moxie's promo last week and stuff was really good, and like just the build alone and the way they interweave all these stories is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into the card. I feel like the builds they're top heavy.
Okay.
Like the ones with builds are out of this world. But I think half the card is just like you and you.
I think you had to pay more attention to AEW Dark, which does have its own set of builds. It's like I'd attribute it to like a better version of Main Event, I'd say, because like it's getting a lot of attention as like that 1 hour programming, but I think they need to advertise it more on AEW Dynamite programs. Like, hey, check out Dark on YouTube to catch all of these extra matches that we.
Yeah, they're not plugging it. They're not doing anything with it.
I think that's the next step that they have to do. And also with the win-loss records, I think it's because it's so early, they don't matter as much. Like, easily, I could see.
Yeah, I mean, Young Bucks just keep putting people over, and we all know how good they are.
Like, I'm going to say this one team that I think is really good. Hybrid Theory. Jack Evans and Angelico. They have not won a single match so far. I could see them going on like a Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder thing, or Jurassic Express, someone similar. They haven't won a match either.
That's because Luchasaurus is dead.
I know, and I was so mad about that.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But I say we get into the card. Unless you guys want to talk about the 2 most important things to come out of AEW this past week. The Jericho promo. Did you see that Jericho parody video?
Oh my God, it was hysterical. What, they have like someone like the churchgoer?
It was Patricia Bobsky.
It was like Chris is gonna kick the shit out of Cody. I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing.
It was
he was in a bathtub.
It was his mom's
like church
mom's
friends.
aunt's friend from church.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think Chris Jericho is probably the best wrestler in the world right now. And by wrestler, I mean like total package.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Everything. He is unreal.
Sammy Guevara coming in is like, hey, I got these 2 bottles of champagne. I don't know which one we should use. This one's, they had a lot of hype about this, but this one's old school and stuff. And then
Jericho's just like drowning him out. Like, yeah,
sure. Kisses him on the forehead and everything.
My God.
Like, Jimmy, did you not watch this video?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
Actually.
so the
Joe,
Cody
did you
Rhodes-
see this?
Not at all.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Did you guys watch the Cody Rhodes video that AEW put out, where they had like Brandy Rhodes, MJF, Diamond Dallas Page,
Yeah,
all
this
discussed?
was a couple of weeks ago.
It was like the first night.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Jericho parodied that.
And it's amazing.
You have Santana and Ortiz. You have Sammy Guevara saying Chris Jericho's in his prime. At 49 years old, the youngest AEW World Champion
oh my
in
God.
history.
It was so good.
had
it was amazing.
Soul Train Jones, who is Virgil from $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Soul Train Jones Virgil comes out and he's like, Jericho, I have not seen anyone like him. He's like the greatest of all time. He's like Olive Garden breadsticks, unlimited. And I'm just like, what the hell?
I think Jake Hager pretty much stole the show.
Oh,
though.
yeah. He just kept breathing heavily.
Yeah, they showed him they probably gave him like 10 different shots of camera time where he just breathed. It was amazing.
So good. Oh, my God.
Yeah, you guys got to see that.
It
That
is
was
so
phenomenal.
good.
I'm guessing the second thing is the Cody promo.
The Cody promo was amazing.
The promo was great. That I saw.
So good because it was just, I loved it. I felt it, and a lot of people. I'm not sure if you guys saw the tweet that I put in the chat.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes went off of his promo.
Yeah, Jim Cornette was like, this was one of the greatest promos that I've seen from this era. Like, literally, it was like Dusty Rhodes' Hard Times promo, but like you had so many people giving so much good stuff to Cody. The Rock was commending the promo and everything like that, and I watched it. I'm like, holy shit, this was a great promo. Like, just calling out, like, Chris Jericho on everything. From everything when he was saying entitled millennial to saying that Cody Rhodes said, what was it? What was the line? He said, it's funny how hypocritical you are considering you saying that I came with a silver spoon in my mouth. Meanwhile, how does it feel to grow up with what was it? A Hall of Fame hockey player
Yeah.
father or
Yep.
something like that. And he just called him an arrogant dick, and just everyone's reaction was just like, "Holy shit!" I know AEW. Have you guys ever watched that Kevin Hart skit where Kevin Hart goes, "She wasn't ready."
Yeah.
Yeah, AEW put a clip of that when when the girl they showed her reaction, she's like, "Holy shit!" And it's just Kevin Hart's like, "She wasn't ready." I'm loving the build for this, and Cody Rhodes putting his the World Championship. I kind of figured it would be something like this because he's not gonna retire. It's not gonna be something like I personally thought it was gonna be something like he couldn't challenge Chris Jericho for the title ever again, but having him not challenge for the AEW title kind of puts a good taste in my mouth. I'm gonna be completely honest, because I don't think Cody needs to hold the title, and I'm not keen on him holding the title. At least not in the early years.
I mean, we'll get into it with the predictions.
Oh, 100%.
I think that it adds some intrigue to the match, and it adds some intrigue to what happens after the match. For sure.
I see Cody Rhodes being what Tommy Dreamer was to ECW. Never holding a title unless he has to, being the heart and soul of the company and stuff. I could see Cody Rhodes being something.
Well, unless they add a mid-card title, the only hope Cody has is the tag team division if he loses.
Hey, the Rhodes brothers. But
They really should add a mid-card title.
They will at some
With how top-heavy and how strong the men's division is, when you got so many guys like Omega, Moxley, Page, Pac, and Cody that just don't have anything, I think it could definitely benefit from a mid-card title.
maybe the internet title. This way, because I think it would be really cool to have an internet title where you can have it defended on TV, but also on AEW Dark. It kind of elevates that show.
Well, like you said, CJ, if you plug it,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so you want to get into the predictions?
Yeah, let's get into the predictions. We're running a little late because I don't know. We just spent a lot of time bashing.
Burying me.
Yeah.
Like Triple H and the fucking shovel in the mid-2000s.
You wish you were buried by Triple H. You got buried by like a 3-bit lackey of Triple H, and that's me.
I'd rather be buried by anybody than what I suffered here today. I'd rather get buried by Fandango.
To be frank, Joe, you buried yourself. You kind of just dug the hole. We just put the dirt on you.
I tried my best to try and keep that hole
Hey,
from forming.
I tried to make sure it was special dirt, like fertilizer and shit, get you that good shit for when you're dead. But it's all good.
Jared didn't care. He backed up whatever was left in his backyard and threw it in.
It's been taking up room on my lawn.
All right, let's get into the show. We have on the buy-in, we have B. Priestley taking on Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Not sure if you knew she was a dentist.
Yeah.
She's a dentist.
Yeah.
Oh, she is?
Lockjaw,
thought she was a gyno or something.
Wow, Joe,
Silence.
that was funny.
Oh, there's that dead air again.
Joe, do you hear this? This is laughter. Do you hear it?
Can you hear this? Do you want me to turn it up?
Joe, let the record show that he flipped me off.
We
This
have a
is-
singles match between Joey Janela versus Sean Spears with Tully Blanchard. We also have... Oh, shoot. I'm already forgetting. Fuck. Don't do this to me. All right, we have...
Yes!
We have Pac taking on Hangman Adam Page in a singles match.
You've gotten through 14-match WrestleMania cards without a hesitation, and you can't get through a 6-match card
It's
like
the
this.
first one after All Out. Give him a break.
I'm out of touch. But we also have... we have Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson taking on Santana and Ortiz.
What are they going on? Proud and Powerful? Is that what they're calling themselves?
I don't know. I think they're just going Santana and Ortiz.
I'm seeing a lot of Proud and Powerful.
I think that's just like
Pride
nicknames.
and something. With,
Proud and Powerful.
I think that's
Crime
what
and
it is.
punishment, something like that?
No, that's not it.
God damn it, Joe. We also have triple. Blah, blah, blah.
Good.
Yeah, right.
I'll take the blah blah blah.
Triple threat AEW World Tag Match between Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky of SCU taking on the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix versus Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn.
Wow, you know their names too. Damn.
Yeah. We have the AEW Women's Championship between Riho versus Emi Sakura. We have the AEW World Championship, Cody versus Chris Jericho. Cody loses. He can no longer challenge for the belt ever.
60-minute time limit and 3 judges.
Yes. And then an unsanctioned match,
Lights out.
lights out, between Kenny Omega and John Moxley. Am I missing anything?
You are not.
No,
Thank
you're
God. I'm looking. I'm like, I think I'm missing something, but I have to go slow with this because
Nope.
then otherwise I'll have the Revival taking on the Revival. So let's get into it. Really, let's get into it. We have first on the card, B Priestley taking on Britt Baker. I'm gonna go Bay Priestley on this one. I can see them extending the feud. B Priestley. I said B Priestley, right? Not B Baker.
You said
B.
Priestley.
Priestley.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
Priestley, yes.
Yes.
B.
Okay.
Priestley.
All right, just double checking. Yeah, I can see Priestley winning. I think she's the logical logical contender next for Riho. I think it'd be a very interesting match. And I think you can really go off this whole Priestley doesn't give two shits, and will literally murder everyone. And I could see her also taking out Britt Baker for like a couple weeks. Britt Baker really hasn't impressed on TV since its debut.
I mean, she had that really good match with Riho
Yeah,
for
she
the
did.
title.
She did. But that was her only good match. I think.
I mean, the whole women's division.
the whole women's division is terrible.
Yeah,
not terrible, but
The way you really label it for me is I think AEW has the best tag division. I think
100%.
NXT has the best women's division, and naturally WWE is the best men's just because they have 50 guys. Like obviously,
Nah.
I mean,
it's
more
natural.
doesn't necessarily mean better.
Well, there's so much talent. We can't help that the booking's terrible. The reality is you can't compare pure talent. It's the booking that's garbage. We can't help that.
Yeah.
But when you look at pure talent, it's pure talent. No, the women's division in AEW is a joke, quite frankly. They got to do something.
I think they have to build up the women more to just one match a night on AEW Dynamite.
And none of them have personality except for Britt Baker, really. I mean, and Riho. Like, none of them are talking. You gotta...
100%.
You need something. It's just nothing has been happening.
Yeah, like just going from where they were from Double or Nothing to now, you could really see that like they signed a lot of women, but they don't know they haven't put as much emphasis on them yet. And I also attributed that to the tag tournament. But I think now that the tag tournament's over, I think you should start building up the women's division next. I think that's a huge thing because you've established your tag teams. You already established your main and mid-card men's towns. I think it's time to start putting emphasis on the women's division.
Yeah, something's got to be done because right now it's as much of an afterthought as humanly possible.
Like
at
it just
this point.
shows that arguably your second most important women's feud is being put on the pre-show.
Exactly. Which, in all honesty, that's actually a really good feud and should
Yeah,
be on
when
the main
Priestley,
show.
when did Priestley concuss Baker?
Fight for the Fallen.
Fight for the Fallen.
That was in July.
See, so like this is, and then Priestley screwed her out of the Casino Royale. So I mean,
That was in August.
yeah, there's a lot here, but I think we had a podcast around that time where we were like, this is building to something big, and they've just kind of stopped. They're just not doing it. It just seems like they're just not concentrating on the women.
Yeah, and I think that's a problem. I
It
think
definitely is a problem.
I think they should really concentrate on the women. And I think that should be the next step following this pay-per-view. Start building them up again.
Well, I think that's what all those vignettes with Brandy and Kong are going to be.
Well, that's really interesting.
I think that's kind of how they're doing it. It's not, in my opinion, it's not great. But when you only have 2 hours and a very thin roster of women anyway, I mean, it's unfortunately, the best that they can do.
They've been having
Yeah.
a lot of promoting of women's division matches on Dark. They've been having a lot of four-ways.
I think
Joe.
I gotta give up on the main roster SmackDowns and Raws and just focus primarily on AEW from now on. Because
AEW and NXT, I think, are like the biggest shows to focus with.
You can honestly just like catch up on Raw and SmackDown through the online results, and then if there's anything major, just catch up on YouTube or something.
Exactly.
yeah, I think that's what I kind of have to do because just watching all this content is
There's
just
too much. It's
There's
just
so much
too much, and especially when you're a big sports guy like me, I'm trying to watch football, college football, hockey, basketball. There's just no room anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's impossible.
So who do you guys have? I know I chose Babe Priestley. I still think she's like one of the best contenders for Riho next. And plus I think she has a solid win-loss record too. So we can see how that goes. What about you guys?
I think Britt needs a statement win. I think she needs to like get far away from this. I mean, it kind of rubs me the wrong way that they're putting this on the pre-show, so it would make you think that they're kind of holding off Britt's moment for later. And I think there's still a way to continue this feud with having Britt winning, because you can kind of build it up as like, she literally lost to basically Priestley when she concussed her. So she kind of get a leg up on her, and then maybe have a final blow off where it's a big match later on. But I'm going to go with Baker. I think she needs to make a statement.
Jared?
I'm going with Baker, but for different reasons. I think this feud needs to end. I think it's a shame that it's on the pre-show, but this is what they're doing. I mean, they threw together Spears Janela, and they're keeping that on the main card, so it just shows that's just how they're prioritizing the women's division. That's on them. But as far as the feud itself, we have all we need. There's no more. We can't take it anymore.
That's fair.
So, again, I would prefer this to have been built more and be on the actual show because this really could have been a huge feud. As far as who's winning, Priestley's gotten the upper hand on Baker the whole time. And if Priestley does win, it's not going to be clean and it would cause for continuance of this feud probably. And I don't need it. I don't want it. We've done all we can do here. I think Britt Baker is the best woman on this roster. She hasn't been strong of late and she needs the win. So I'm going with Baker.
Jim?
I'm also picking Britt Baker, but also for a completely different reason.
All right.
I'm actually on the actual website, and the cool thing about it is you can actually look up at stats on
Yeah.
the roster chart. Babe Priestley has only a tag team victory and 2 tag team losses,
Mm-hmm.
and that's her overall record. Britt Baker, DMD, has a
Do we have
single-
to say that every time?
Yes, because
It's
that's
legal.
what
It's a legal title.
I was about to say it's
it's
legal.
it's a legal title, and it's also what she's being called. So, besides that,
Just like it's not Isaac Yankem, it's Isaac Yankem DDS. You have to say the whole name, otherwise it won't fit properly.
Britt Baker has a 2-1 victory in singles, 1 loss, and a 2-1 in tag teams with an overall record of 4-2. And out of all the other women on the roster, based on the record-wise, and if they are going to go with the best woman by record standards to get, title matches and stuff like that, technically Britt Baker would be the next logical choice.
Well,
in
Britt
that.
already had a title match, though, against Riho and lost. That's the thing. I don't think they're going to revisit that so soon.
True, but I don't know.
And I
Yeah, but
can,
if you're going off wins and losses, even if
Brandy-
Priestley wins, she still doesn't catch up to Baker in wins and losses, though.
she doesn't, but it's also significance of wins as well. You're beating someone with the best record in singles competition. You know,
Well,
Yeah, I feel like we-
besides Rio, who's shockingly undefeated minus 10
Brandy
teams,
Rhodes. Brandy Rhodes is undefeated right now.
with 1 match.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
1 match, and
I
with
mean,
an
I
assistance
feel
from
like
Kong.
we're-
I don't-
I feel like the way I was thinking about this was less as this match of a bridge of who's next to face Riho. I think I'm just looking at it in a feud in of itself. And I think when you don't look at the title picture, I don't see Priestley winning just because if you look at the feud, Baker has not had the upper hand at all. 0. And it's all been these underhanded tactics.
But that's also AEW's. Well, AEW's style is that everything connects. Everything connects to everything. It's like a continuous streaming show, which is something that we don't see as often as we used to because, you could see how like every feud connects to each other. Like every feud in the women's division connects.
Look, can't we just have Awesome Kong kill Riho?
That's also fine. I would be okay
I'm
with
pretty
that.
sure they're leading
I would
up
also be
to
okay
that.
with
Because that's kind of what I'm hoping. So can we just have Awesome Kong actually eat a human on live TV and then Britt Baker faces her?
That would be fine. I
I'd
would
be fine with that.
That's what
Um,
I'm looking for.
But I'm also waiting to see Allie on main programming as well. I feel like
When you see a lot of women on main programming.
Sadie Gibbs, Penelope Ford. There's a lot of.
But
women.
like you said, definitely the tag teams have overshadowed it, and I think that's because of the tournament. There are tag teams that we necessarily don't need to see every week. I don't need to see Dark Order on my television. I don't need to see a bunch of weird things licking an obese man. I don't need to see it on my television
You
every
already see
week.
that every Tuesday.
Right, I could just
laptop anyway.
I could just look up Joe and
I was
you know.
about to say, I feel like Joe does that in his spare time.
Hey, that's only a bi-weekly thing.
Yeah, so I mean, I do think you're right there, CJ. I think maybe when this tournament ends, we'll see more of the women. It's definitely a tricky match to call. It's on the pre-show, so
But it's gonna count though, so
it
that's
is gonna count.
That's what I love. Like even with this win-loss record, even the pre-show matches, they count so much because like that's a win right there.
Yeah.
If WWE counted all those, the Usos would have like 150 title matches. wouldn't
Oh, I'm sorry. How many title matches have they had?
Not enough. If you're going based on pre-show wins, oh, the Usos won again on the pre-show. What a shock.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get into the next match. Shawn Spears versus Joey Janela.
Oh my god.
Both of them. Well, no. Shawn Spears has a better record. He has one. He has a 1 win in singles and 1 win in tag. Joey Janela has not had a single win in AEW so far. If I'm remembering this correctly?
Nope, you are
yeah.
incorrect.
Does he have a tag team win?
He has for singles record, he is 1-2.
Oh wow, he actually
Tag
won a
team,
match.
he is 1-0, and in trios he's 0-1.
I was about to say he lost in the trios match
So
against
overall
Sean Spears.
he's 2-3.
And
then Sean Spears. Let me just look at that really.
I'm gonna throw it out to Sean Spears. I think they need to build up more heels than just Inner Circle and MJF.
I'm with you, CJ. I really feel
Yeah,
like
Sean
I feel
Spears.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer here.
there's no way they've given up on Sean Spears already as a top heel.
This is the
they
big-
should, but they haven't yet.
Yeah, this is pretty much the biggest slam dunk of the card, to be honest with you. I don't really see Janela having a prayer on this one.
And it's unfortunate because he could use a win too, but
And like you
Spears
could
needs
having
something.
Tony Blanchard in your corner kind of does make it a little
Yeah,
better.
but then when Arn Anderson shows up and fucks that whole thing up.
fair, but I
they
think
they did that
Wait, did he
already.
fuck-
Right. So we'll find another horseman. Get J.J. Dillon out here with a chair.
Joey Janelle can be built up as like that lovable loser underdog. I think
like Zack Ryder.
like he can be beaten to a pulp, but you could see him keep
yeah, he
going.
can't be the bad boy anymore. He can only be a okay, lovable loser.
Yeah.
That's basically what.
Which is upsetting. If they turned him heel, maybe it would be better. Maybe a
Yeah.
hardcore stable with Jimmy Havoc and Darby Allin and John Moxley.
I don't even
Oh,
know if that's, I
that'd
don't even
be
know
good.
if you take Moxley out, I don't even know if that stable needs to be heel. They just throw weapons at whoever steps in their way.
I mean, I don't even know if Moxley is a heel. I don't know
He's a
what he is.
tweener,
Yeah,
really.
he's
In this
definitely a
feud, he's
tweener.
a heel.
But there's so many faces
Not
on the
really.
roster.
I mean, Omega and Moxley went after, like, when that schmaz happened at the end of the show, Moxley and Omega went after the heels and then proceeded to kill each other. But before that, they went after the heels. So I feel like Moxley is,
It's a tweener.
yeah, he's
a
definitely
tweener.
a tweener.
I think Moxley's kind of like that. The character we always wanted him to be is Dean Ambrose. Like, no one likes me,
100%.
I'm just here, and I'm going to beat whoever's ass I have to.
Wow, I wonder
That's
how many.
basically what he was talking about on
It's basically,
Jericho's
my
podcast.
it's basically my feelings on this podcast right now.
You see that? That's that dead air again.
Are you trying to compare yourself to John Moxley?
Yes, in this scenario.
You're more like Evil Uno. God damn it.
Hey, Evil Uno's athletic, I'll take it.
No, Evil Uno's better. You know why? Because he puts a mask over his face. Jesus.
Oh my God!
I am burning that title belt.
Oh my
Well, then you're
God!
paying for the new one. That's all I'm saying.
Jeez!
You would
Yeah, you'll
never
be.
see
Yeah,
me
you
yet.
won't be saying that once you figure out the pricing for that.
This is like bullying. like
Where's
let's
the
just
Be a Star program on this
yeah, like
podcast?
let's just call a spade here. Oh my
Call
God!
Nia Jax.
All right.
She'll know what to do.
Let's just get to the next match, please.
Next match on the card, we have Hangman Adam Page versus Pac.
Oh,
Pac.
This is an interesting.
Pac.
I'm leaning towards Pac too. Like as much as I want Page to get a win, I want to see him descend further into
Yeah,
madness.
Paige is heading more towards heeldom on this one.
And like Pac needs to. I feel like Pac should be protected in the way that he needs to be built up as like the next logical heel champion. You know what I mean?
After MJF, of course.
No, I think MJF you can groom him so much to be like the best heel, but I feel like in between Jericho and MJF has to be Pac. Like past, present, future. Like Pac is the present currently. So I'm gonna go Pac.
Yeah, Pac, I think, I'm with you, CJ. I think the loss for Paige just pushes him further to the edge.
Exactly, and you can even see personally. I'd love to see Page versus Omega. I feel like that would be a great feud, and like
Because Kenny's the type of guy to look at Paige, but hey, what the fuck are you doing? And Paige, like, don't worry about it and just go after him.
yeah, like hey, don't worry about it. Clothesline.
Right.
Like fuck you. You know, Jared.
I'm going with Paige. I've toyed with this one. I think that I think we've pretty much hit the end of this feud for sure. We've had this match already. It was on the first night where Pac won from a low blow and then the Black Arrow and then the Brutalizer. I wonder how Pac can win without doing that exact same thing again. So I feel like Pac winning, we can look forward and say it'll do this, that. But as we look at the match itself, I think Pac winning will just basically be the same thing. I think it'll be underwhelming. I don't think Pac's lost since he's been on AEW in a singles match. I think he lost one tag match where Paige pinned him, which is how it
Yes.
started. I think Paige definitely needs to win more. I think this descent, quote unquote, if we're bringing him more to become a heel, I don't really like it. I think he's definitely better as a face, so I don't want him as a heel. So I don't really see the point in the descent there. And I forgot who brought up saying him facing Omega. To that
was me.
to that contradictory point, if he loses, I don't see why he would. Because you have to kind of earn the wins here. So, and Omega's in an unsanctioned match, so he's not losing anything.
Fair.
And Omega is the top guy in the company. It's a really, really tough match to call. It's one of the toughest ones, if not the toughest one. I just think you really look at it, I just think Paige needs it more. I just think Paige can benefit from it more. Pac has not lost yet in singles competition.
And that's rare, and I love it when they keep that. Not to. I know I'm interrupting you.
No, but that was it. No, and you're right. I think that
there's very few
definitely valuing that. Yeah,
there's very few people that are protected in singles competition the way Pac is, and the only two people that I could think of, or actually 3 people that I could think of that are protected in singles competition currently, Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, and Jon Moxley. Which is crazy because they're all WWE guys.
Yeah.
But, I think they're also like...
And Pac.
And Pac, he joins that company, and I feel like to keep that is very important. To keep that element of, this guy's like a badass. I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like you can keep that even if he loses, and it's not like he's winning clean. I mean, it's tough. It's definitely tough. I just think the Hangman needs it more. And I think on a night where we might see a lot of the Elite lose, I think you can't, you got to give
Hangman should
something.
have had a different opponent, I think.
Well, that's definitely true. I don't see
Sammy
why.
Guevara could have been a great opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He's a brilliant wrestler.
I was thinking Sammy Guevara. Actually, personally, my thoughts would have been Hangman Page versus Jake Hager, and then Sammy Guevara versus Dustin Rhodes.
Well, some people. So I might actually switch that because Jake Hager was the one that blindsided Rhodes.
This was before the whole thing and stuff. I just feel like Dustin Rhodes could have put over Sammy Guevara, and then Jake Hager could have went over on Page.
Yeah, I mean, that is the issue with this card. The actual feuds that they've built up, and I'll highlight the big 3 here: Cody, Jericho, Omega, Moxley. And Young Bucks against whatever you want to call them, Pride and Prejudice. Those 3 feuds have been aces, 10 out of 10. What they're doing with those 3 are absolutely incredible. Beyond that, you're either doing things with very little feud, or if there is a feud, it's an AEW Dark, which for a lot of fans is basically no feud at all, or you're overplaying feuds and they've lasted for too long, which is what I kind of think has happened here with Paige and Pac. We kind of did it already. Pac won. So if we're doing it again with the same parameters, I don't see the point of Pac winning again. You're kind of beating the dead horse. Well, pun intended.
That's terrible. That horse actually died.
All right, Jimmy, who do you got?
Oh no, you said Pac, right, Jim?
Yeah, I said
Oh,
Pac.
it was Pac. Okay.
I was the first one. I was like, Pac needs to...
Yeah.
I think that it's just the fact that...
It's
I don't know.
early, too.
It's early, but I feel like they need to have a true dominant heel because, yeah, they have Jericho, but it's going to be different.
He's slimy. He's a slimy
Yeah, it's
heel.
like slimy. We need to have, King of the Cruiserweights Neville in the version of this.
We need the bastard.
Yeah, the bastard is, the best example of, this is going to be an undefeated heel, and once he becomes champion, we have no idea how we're going to get it off. But when it does, it's going to be amazing.
And plus,
Right.
we're going to get Pac versus Orange Cassidy, and I love
for
that.
God's- Do we need that?
I want to...
First off, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
Oh, sorry.
Secondly, if you say no to that, you're an idiot. We always need more Orange Cassidy.
I know, but we don't need an actual full-blown match with Pac.
We don't know. Yeah,
Look, it'll be a
He's just going to
5-minute
kick him
time
in his
limit.
shins. The whole crowd's going to go, whoa! Then Neville's going to put him in the brutalizer, and that's it.
That's all we need.
But that's
All right.
all we need, though.
All right, fair enough.
He's going to slow tap, too. He's just going to...
All right, let's just get to the
All
next
right,
one.
next match on the card, we have the Young Bucks taking on Santana and Ortiz.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yes, Pride and Prejudice, Proud and Powerful.
Penis and
LAX.
puckers.
Penis and what? No.
Pucker? No?
That's
Pucker
terrible.
and penis?
Terrible.
Come on.
No.
It'll catch on.
I'm not giving you that one.
That's all right. I'm taking it.
All right, Joe, who do you got?
Pride and Powerful.
Pride and Powerful? All right.
Nothing I say has value, so I'm just going to say my pick and move on.
My God, Joe is destroyed.
Joe has been emasculated. I'm also going to go Proud and Powerful Santana Ortiz. You got to build up the inner circle.
Yeah, I'm also going with Poopy and Puckers over there. I think, as you said, you gotta build it up. I think this is gonna be the last one where the Young Bucks are like, all right, this is the last one. We're putting one more tag team over. Then you're dead.
Well, I know Young Bucks have said on on record that they've been trying to lose matches with the Lucha Brothers, but Tony Khan's been like, nah, we got to build you guys up. And
Yeah, I think they've been really generous. They did with Private Party, and that's put them on the map. I think this is their first match for a pay-per-view for AEW for Pride and Powerful, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah.
So they definitely need it more. The Young Bucks could lose 10 matches, not going to matter. The only thing that it'll do is be like, maybe they should start winning, but we're never going to think any less of them. But like I said, this is definitely going to be the last one, and then I expect the Young Bucks to really start to go on a tear.
Yes. Jim?
I also have Santana and Ortiz.
Santana Ortiz. Okay, so clean sweep on Santana Ortiz. Do you have a different opinion, Jim?
I'm really just waiting for the actual Elite to face off against 3 members of the Inner Circle. I think that's the match we kind of need to see, and then at that point is when the Elite is going to beat them. That's
Yeah,
what
definitely.
That's what I'm.
They're definitely building
that's-
towards that.
That's what I'm predicting will happen. So
So what would it be? I'm assuming it would be Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks
yes, the Elite.
versus I'm assuming it would be Guevara and Pride and Powerful. Pride and Powerful? Or would you say Jack Hager?
No, I'm definitely thinking Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara?
Yeah, because I also I really want them to push Sammy Guevara to the limit. He has.
He is everything
He
for
is-
being
he
a
is-
cocky heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, CJ, I really think he should be the one facing Hangman.
Oh yeah.
At this pay.
I remember watching Sammy Guevara first match against Cody Rhodes on Dynamite, and I'm watching with Nicole, and Nicole's like, I'm like, what do you think of that guy? He kind of is like a fuck boy, and that is his gimmick. He is a
that's pretty much
fuckboy.
it. That is pretty much it.
All right.
That accurately does describe what it is.
It's
so-
the hair. It's the hair and the tongue out all the time, and the weird panda obsession. It's and Dragon Ball Z. But next match on the card, we have the triple threat tag match: SCU, Private Party, and Lucha Brothers for the tag titles. I'm gonna go with SCU. It's too early for them to drop the belt.
Yeah, I mean, the only point of Private Party being here is because the Lucha Brothers can't get pinned again.
Fair.
That's it. That's really it. I don't know why.
My heart wants to say Private Party so badly, but
Jimmy?
no.
Don't
No.
do it.
No,
Come
no,
on.
No. My heart wants to say Private Party because they're just that good, but
But
they need to. SCU needs to keep it.
Okay.
So I'm not. SCU
worried.
needs.
yeah, I didn't know what was coming there. Therefore, I'm gonna take Rusev. Oh shit.
Yes, it's gonna be a run-in of Rusev. That's what's
Therefore,
gonna happen.
I take Jurassic Express.
Yeah, there you go.
But in all honesty, Private Party will eventually be tag team champion, just not now.
Yeah, they are very good. This match.
They're so green though.
This is
They're so green. But
this
they're
this
so
match
good.
is completely pointless. Let's be frank here. They defended it a week ago. I don't know why this is even here.
The finals should have been on the main pay-per-view.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you either have the finals, and I don't know why they went on a roll up on TV. It just, I'm not sure.
Well, roll-ups are actually put over as actual wrestling moves in AEW. Like, if you've seen Riho's
Yeah.
matches, she doesn't have a finisher. She keeps winning by wrestling maneuvers.
Yes, that's true, but I think just because of how big this tag team thing tournament has been, I definitely think a more definitive finish should have been done. Personally.
Joe?
SCU.
Joe, do you want to give any opinion?
Nope.
Are you so scared to give an opinion right now?
SCU.
There's that dead air again. Anyway.
No, I feel bad
I-
now. I feel
yeah.
a little bad.
Yeah, way to
I'm
go,
sorry,
CJ,
Joe.
piece of shit.
CU.
Yeah, CJ, you're a piece of shit. I was trying to defend Joe the
So-
whole time, honestly.
We're all 3 of us are staring at Jared right now.
Yeah, what, guys?
See, Jared, you've been tagging with him for years. You should have been the real one to defend him, but you didn't.
Hey, I got nothing. I'm just gonna sit. It's
Like,
next.
Joe knows I'm an asshole, and he's not mad at me.
We all taking Riho. Yeah.
Riho versus Emi Sakura.
Yeah,
Once-
Riho, clean sweep.
Riho has to win.
Yeah, Riho, clean sweep. Not much to say here.
Yeah, Riho.
Rio.
So who are you more mad at, Joe? Me or Jared?
Rio.
All right. Riho better watch the fuck out.
Joe, are you gonna eat Riho?
Rio.
Are you just a one-word person right now?
AEW.
He's like a Pokemon.
Oh, now he passed the dead air on to you now, CJ. That's sad.
Aren't you proud, Joe?
AEW.
All right, Joe.
Just get to the next match.
Next match, we have Cody Rhodes taking on Chris Jericho for the title. I'm going to go Chris Jericho. Too early for him to lose. And I think, again, my logic, Cody should not challenge for the belt. After this, get it out of the way. Great start to the first pay-per-view. Cody could maybe feud with MJF. He has a multitude of feuds. Personally, I'd like to see him versus Pac. I think that'd be awesome. We're not gonna get that. And I think it'd be really cool to see how he is with as the top face without the belt. But Jericho needs it more. I don't know who's gonna drop it to, and that's the exciting part.
Yeah. If before Cody's promo, I would have taken Jericho without even like batting an eye. Like I would have said like, all right, this is Jericho, we're done. The promo certainly puts some doubt for sure. Because now you can, especially with how strong that promo was, you can definitely fathom it happening.
Yes.
Which beforehand I don't even think you could. So it definitely gives some unpredictability to this match. It gives some unpredictability going forward because now you have a bunch of different options here. Cody can obviously the Inner Circle is going to get involved. So Cody can overcome it and win, which will be a great moment. Jericho can just win. It could happen. It won't, but it could. And then you have the Inner Circle getting involved. Now, what can happen here is obviously Jericho wins clean. There, that's it for Cody. And Cody wins. But if you have the Inner Circle really get involved, if let's say I've heard things about what if it goes the full 60 and it goes to the judges, there's a lot of stuff here that could lead to down the line Cody getting back in. Because this match is most likely not going to be clean. So I think all of that, predictions aside, is just very interesting. There's a lot of stuff to unpack here. There's a lot of different ways that this match can go. That being said, Chris Jericho is the best thing in wrestling today.
How many t-shirts? He has like 3 best-selling t-shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees alone.
The word it, a clipboard, bubbly, everything.
I've got a ticket.
Say
That is one of the best-selling t-shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees right now. It's like, I've got a ticket.
saying champion with a French accent.
Le champion.
It's these little things, and he's just doing it better than everyone else. You would be foolish to take the belt off of Chris Jericho right now. He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. Now, they've built Cody up so well to the point where if it does happen, I would be okay with it. And that's just fantastic storytelling on AEW's part. But, God, Chris Jericho's been unbelievable, man. He's been unbelievable. And he's the reason that so many people that don't know much about the product tune in, because everyone knows Chris Jericho. He's earned it. He's the best thing going, and he needs to keep the belt.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Jericho drop the belt on his cruise. I think that'd be awesome.
Well, I don't think it could happen because the cruise is a pre-recorded taping. I
No,
believe.
but the cruise is going to be happening on AEW. It's going to be happening on a Wednesday.
No, I know that, but the cruise is a pre-recorded. Because I looked it up. That's why. I don't think it's an actual thing. I think it's a pre-recorded. I have to look that up again.
Well, there's a new cruise. Second cruise.
Let me go take.
Apollo Crews?
No.
Let me take a look again.
All right, Joe, who you got? How about 4 words this time? Feeling 4 words.
Painmaker, but I would take no finish if I could.
You can take no finish.
Painmaker.
So you don't want to take no finish. You have that right because draws have been established in this universe.
That is true.
Oh, no.
But it can't be because judges.
Because judges, you're right. My
So
bad.
who's he taking?
Painmaker.
Ah.
Joe, do you want to... we won't interrupt you.
Which is why, again, I said if I could take no finish, I could.
Why would you do the no finish?
Because I don't see a way where... Because you feel like you could get out of this still having Cody being able to challenge, but still having Jericho get a lot of heat.
So what do you think about the judge situation then? How do you think that element adds to this?
Takes the doubt out of it, and I think it kind of adds a little more legitimacy to it.
Okay. Who do you I'm really trying here. So, who do you think would be should be the 3 judges?
I could see Tony Khan being one of them.
Okay. What about the other 2? Patricia Bobsky?
Gesundheit.
Soul Train Jones?
Who the hell is Patricia Bobsky?
Oh, Jericho's mother's friend from church.
Oh, that's the I can't believe you knew her name. Did you knew that? Just
I did know that.
That's impressive.
Thank
I'm
you.
like, who in the hell? Oh my god, that would be amazing if she's the judge. Oh, that's a 5-star match.
Brett?
Brett would be very good. I could see Bret Hart.
I could have sworn I read somewhere that Brett was done with any AEW stuff, but
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
But that would be really good if you get Bret
I feel
Hart.
like if you
That
made-
would be-
if
that'd
you
be
made the
sick.
connection once, you could probably make it again.
Probably.
True.
All right, Jimmy.
I'm also picking Jericho. I do believe that this will go to the judges. I do not believe that.
60-minute.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
they wouldn't have put that stipulation in if it wasn't going to go to that.
Wait, hold
But
on.
with the added fact of what Cody said this past week on Dynamite, I think there's a problem with this match, and it's because of what Cody said. I don't disagree with it. It's just I don't know if there was a misspoke of it or if it was in fact meant to be. If I lose, I will never challenge it for the title again. I'm pretty sure in my imagination, because I have no idea, but in my imagination, I'm pretty sure Cody meant to say, so long as Chris Jericho holds the belt, I will no longer challenge for.
No, I think
But
I
I
didn't
think
get that. It
he's
seemed like
No, the problem is that I don't think that's a good, like, I don't want Cody never to be the champion. At some point I do. I just don't think like right now
But-
would be a good idea.
no.
And
But
putting
I
in
see
that
what he's saying.
stipulation
I do.
that
It's
if he
a little
loses-
forced.
Yeah, it would be a little forced.
What if the thing is you can also have a story with that then, where they're like you have to challenge. You are literally the logical contender. You are the one of the
Right.
like a redemption
Yeah, but
arc
then
back
you
for
can't-
Cody.
But then like the story would be like what you have like there's going to be vignettes of him trying to be in a courtroom where he's trying to legally
No.
get out of this because he signed a contract with that, and once there's a contract with it, you have to.
it's not a
That's the story.
contract. It's more of a personal vow, and that kind of character arc is good.
Yeah, gun to my head, I do like it. Like I talked about, I think it just adds so much intrigue. But I do see what Jimmy is saying. Definitely, I
feel
definitely
like-
see the point.
I
there.
think just narratively, that's the only kink in this particular feuded match, for me at least. I'm not saying it's bad, but like that's the only problem that I have currently.
What were you gonna say, Joe? Because I know you were trying to say something.
No, I'm backing off of it.
Why?
I'm rethinking it. It's in my head.
Just rethink it out loud.
No, I'm good.
You don't want to argue with yourself. You're Dude Love.
Nope.
You're Mankind. You're Cactus Jack. You're Mick Foley.
Nope.
Commissioner Foley.
Jack Foley.
Jack Foley. Okay. All right. So we all got Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that this will go 60 minutes. and
Do
then
we
the
think
judges-
that Jericho Cody's going to be the last match, or is it going to be Moxley Omega?
No, it's gonna be Moxley.
it
you
has
think
to-
so? It is.
Omega.
because
Yeah.
it's an unsanctioned match, lights out, that always goes on last. Because they're like, all right, once we turn the arenas.
Yeah, all right,
lights off-
all right, everyone go home. Nothing
Yeah.
to see here.
Well, that's realistic what they're doing. Like
Yeah.
the official card is over, and then they go into which I love the lights out match. I love the concept.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go into Jericho, not Jericho versus Cody because we already did that. One thing I do want to mention: if it does go 60 minutes, how awesome would it be if Jericho bribes the judges?
I know that's what I'm also thinking. Like that's gonna be like another like. I guess that would be the other way that it would get
What
out
if he
of.
bribes him not with money, but his
Wine,
own,
bubbly.
No, his own personal bottle of Jericho bubbly.
Oh my God. It would be amazing, but I don't know. It would. I don't know. I'm thinking to myself like
I
maybe we
feel
should
like
take a
3
more
months from now,
serious
we're-
route.
I feel like 3 months from now we're definitely gonna know. That's all.
Oh Jesus.
I definitely like it's gonna be a thing that someone at the cruise is gonna pop out, or all 3 judges are gonna have like premium penthouse suites on the cruise, and that's how we'll know. That's what's gonna happen.
Joe, do you want?
Watch what happens.
Do you want to announce the last match?
No, I'm okay.
I don't know if he's Jared, you know him better. Is he upset?
Yes.
Is he like angry upset or sad upset?
Sad. More sad than angry.
Do you want to hug Joe?
I doubt that.
I will hug
We're
you.
gonna
Joe.
we're gonna best
will
friend
not
hug you
end well for
at the
you.
end of this podcast.
That will not end well
Best friend
for
hug.
you.
Oh
Jared,
my-
you gotta go on the other side.
I'm not going in, and you gotta go. Mine. He'll end me.
Well, I mean, you gotta
He's already
hug
preparing.
it out. Hug it out.
Oh,
Hug it.
I did it. See, I did it.
I'm never getting this belt. I hope you guys know this. I'm never getting this belt.
All right, let's get to the last one.
All right.
So we got Omega versus Moxley. I'm gonna give it to Moxley. I feel like he needs like a signature win.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the match is made for him.
100%.
This is his whole thing. It would be. It's going to be amazing, and Omega could win. But I just think this match is tailor made for a psycho, and
to
and
piggyback
that's
what Jared said earlier. This could be like with the Young Bucks. where Omega's like, this is it. This is the last guy.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
taking the knee for.
I definitely agree with that. I think Omega's like, all right, one more, then that's it.
Because like the great thing about the Elite is that they're really establishing these key players by putting them over.
Yeah, for now. Then the reckoning comes.
Who's the Reckoning?
Harper and Rowan.
God damn it.
No, Joe, no.
All right, Jimmy, who you got?
Maybe Harper, not Rowan.
I actually have Omega winning this one.
Really? What's your logic?
Oh, sorry.
What's your logic over there?
Because if we're gonna have a face going up against Chris Jericho at the next pay-per-view, it's gonna be Kenny Omega,
But
and it will also continue their storyline.
but
going
Moxley
across.
is also can be a face.
He could be. I don't know.
I think Moxie's probably the next one for Jericho, to be honest.
I
Yeah.
see them.
I think the winner of this match is vying for the title.
why
Yeah,
it doesn't
I
count.
Agree. I agree.
Oh God, it counts. We know it counts. It counts in our hearts.
I don't know. I don't know. There's just something that I think just Omega needs. I understand the point that like this is the last one that like Omega will take the knee for unless it's like a newer person that's not like a WWE guy. I get that. I don't know. For some reason I just feel it's Omega. I can't like pinpoint it. There's no
All
logical
right, so we have-
reason I
You know
can
what
say.
would piss me off if that Warshaw guy comes out and just cleans house during that unsanctioned match.
Wait, who?
There's like this new guy that's supposed to be coming. It's like Warslaw or
Oh, I know.
Warslow?
Oh, yeah.
Coleslaw?
No,
There's like-
Warslow.
There was like a vignette I think during All Out. That's what it was. Or like one of the.
It's also going through the tapings too. It's like this Brian Cage looking motherfucker.
That's not Brian Cage. If
That's
it was
not-
Brian Cage, I would lose my fucking shit. But
Oh my God, if it was
Unfortunately,
Brian
he's
Cage.
still under contract with Impact.
Unfortunately.
But if oh god,
I don't know.
Right back.
It is. Oh God, please don't be Ryback. Oh God, Joe will never let us live it down if it's a Ryback.
I think I should get the belt by default.
No, you should not. No, you should not. You lost fair and square in Saudi Arabia.
I'll make you a tiny replica one. It will be designed similarly like Ryback's logos. How about that? Would you enjoy that?
I might be into that.
All right.
Does that make you feel better,
It's like
Joe?
a kid in a candy store.
I'm like a kid in an arsenic store right now.
An arsenic store like rat poison? Are you
Yeah.
killing yourself, Joe?
Mentally.
no, he's mentally
Mentally.
prepping everyone's death except mine.
I wanted to put Jimmy over. This whole thing would have been avoided if Jimmy just got put over.
I
Do you
did
really
it.
do you really
Hold
believe
on.
that this?
All
Hold
right,
on. Let's answer this question
Let's
really quick.
end this with a Joe promo about.
Ah, shit. All right, well, let's just summarize the card here.
Oh yeah. Let's
So basically, there's 3 matches where there's just one
difference.
descent. Right. So I have Paige, everyone else has Pac, everyone has Baker, but CJ has Priestley, and everyone who has Moxley except for Jimmy who has Omega. And Joe has completely gone with the majority, so he is taking complete knee on this pay-per-view.
Joe wants his belt back.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if taking the knee is the right move or the wrong move. I
Look.
guess we'll find out.
I'm worried.
I mean, there's going to be a 1 to 2 point difference, at least with me, because I have a difference with CJ. Well, with
there's only 3 differences.
No, with CJ is one main difference with Baker and Priestley, and with everyone with Kenny Omega and John Moxley. Everyone else is generally agreed with, except for Jared, who has
Paige, yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody else is pretty much the same. So I would be the only one that's either really down or the most up.
I battled with Cody for a while.
Cody was a huge battle, and
Co-
so
Because I said if you're giving him the title, now is the time, because everyone thinks he's like a god.
he is a god.
Just in case you run the risk of him becoming too stale later on down the line, and people don't want it as much. Like if you were to give him the title, I feel like now would be a really good time.
But
The-
Joe,
the only
do gods
two-
bleed?
Oh my god. The only 2 matches I really toyed with were Paige Pac for the reasons we spoke about, and Young Bucks, just because they've lost so many times that if the match is that amazing, LAX might not lose that much value. But at the end of the day, I think they really need it the most.
I actually toyed with Paige Pac and Priestley Baker. I feel like those were like the hardest ones.
Yeah, Baker
for my-
Priestley was definitely tricky.
That's what actually is really good about this pay-per-view. There's actually like a good amount of matches like where you really have to like pick a conviction and stick with it. And if you're wrong, you're
And
wrong.
I think once they build up the champions enough, I feel like it'll also be really good down the line because then it'll be more.
We could start looking at
unpredictable
title changes. Yeah,
Exactly.
We're just getting going here.
Mhm.
that's actually like a real like it makes it more fun.
And I
Yeah,
think that's
definitely.
exciting. You know, you really don't see that much in wrestling today where it's like clear cut finishes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like even Cody Jericho is like it's kind of split. It's not like not with us, but like in our heads it's split because we can see Cody easily.
Yeah,
winning
because of the promo.
It's 'cause of the promo.
It's definitely adding some flavor to this match for
and
sure.
that adds to how great of an asset Cody is because Cody. You know, he's as integral as Sting was in the early years of WCW, like Surfer Sting. I feel like he reminds me a lot of that, but he also has that
Which then
that
reminds.
passion of Tommy Dreamer in ECW.
And he could become like Scorpion's thing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was
He's about
thinking.
to
Like,
become
if
like
that
the
if that
Reaper.
happens, like he can get like this Stardust, like a
Oh,
Stardust-
God.
Hold on. Let me finish. A Stardust-esque character similar to what Dustin is doing.
Wait a minute. I got it. Jericho wins.
Okay.
Cody can't fight for the title anymore, but Stardust can. He comes out and just runs roughshod over everyone, and he becomes the new face of AEW. I did it.
Whatever
Book it.
was left of my soul just died.
Book it.
That
All right.
is-
Stardust. Book it.
Let's end it on a goodbye promo from Joe to his belt.
Goodbye.
You don't want to say anything, no like angry promo.
It's not leaving my house. I don't have to say anything.
I feel like that was gonna be. You're gonna add right then. That's when you were gonna start. It's not leaving my house. You'll never get it back until you pry from my cold dead hands. No, that's not what you're gonna do.
I'm already cold and dead.
It's because he lost to me in Saudi Arabia. Of all, Joe, if you lost it in any other place to me,
You know what the worst thing is? I haven't seen the Saudi Arabia freaking tourist commercials anymore. Now that whole thing's over, I haven't seen a single one.
it's been haunting you. It's like this is the end, Joseph. This is the end.
Damn premonition.
All right. On that note, until next time, Audio Marks. Everyone for staying tuned to our podcast. Special shout out to the Sage and Public Library for the continued use of their equipment and space. Hosted by CJ, Jimmy, Joe, and Jared. Produced and edited by Jimmy. Continue supporting us by rating and subscribing through Patreon, Audioboom, Stitcher, TuneIn, Castbox, Deezer, Radio Public, Radio.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts at Marks for Life Podcast. And now, check out our YouTube channel, Marks for Life Podcast, for our podcast playlist and other content. Please follow us on our social media on Twitter at Marks for Life Pod, Instagram, Tumblr, Reddit, and Facebook at Marks for Life Podcast. Email us at marksforlifepodcast@gmail.com for any questions, comments, or feedback. Until next time, Audio